What up, everybody? This is the Long Story Short Show. This is the Ant-Man 2 spoiler review. So, it has been out for a while, but we just saw it, so we definitely want to talk to you guys about it. So, we got another review if you guys do like that. We got the Dragon Ball Z Broly dub movie. So, that was awesome. So, we just like that kind of pattern. We want to talk about it a little bit more. Today, we brought Kevin on the bottom, and Chris is up there. Y'all know CJ from the Comic World Review and a couple of other shows. So, we should just get started. First of all, first impressions on the Ant-Man movie. Did you like it or did you hate it?
I was indifferent.
Indifferent.
Indifferent. Because I can't give it no love, and if I hate it, that's also a form of love. I'm indifferent to it.
It's a movie that exists.
Wow.
It's a sequel. Like, everything that I expected to come from a sequel, I got from this movie. So I can't hate on it because that's what I expect a sequel to be. So
I think the weakest part about this movie was the ancillary characters, like Michael Pena.
What?
T.I.
Michael Pena had his good moments, and he had 100%. His robotic moments.
100%.
He had his good moments in the first movie. Yes, he did.
And it was a good movie for me. T.I. sometimes, come on, T.I. I need you to act. You can't just be T.I. and everything. Like, I need you to. I need you to make me believe that you're not T.I. for a little bit.
All right,
like do what you do in your music videos. Do what you do in your music videos. And Michael Pena, I don't know what to tell you. They tried to capture lightning in a bottle twice from you. Yeah, agreed. I mean, they tried to center everything around you. Hey, he was funny the first movie, but
you mean
the second?
The speed talking thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's start how it starts. Okay, so it starts off.
Wait. Kevin, what are your thoughts on the movie before we jump into anything else?
I think it was decent. I just looked at it as it's an excuse. I think they're going to use it in the Avengers Endgame. That movie is going to have a lot of details to it. And then they had to explain where he was during the Infinity War. So I think it was introducing the Wasp and then those two things. I didn't think it was a good movie per se, but
I did like the world building. As far as the movie standpoint, I did like the world building, like the fact that we got Giant Man and the fact that they have been experimenting on that stuff for a while.
Yeah.
And it's people outside of Hank. We got the fact that Hank has a very strained relationship with like coworkers, which he always does. And I'm just waiting for movie number 3 when like fucking Wasp was like, yeah, I was about to divorce your dad. Like he's an asshole.
To piggyback off of what Kevin was just talking about, I find it kind of weird that at the end of Infinity War, they were down to basically the original like Avengers and shit. But it just so happens that Ant-Man's there too. So what are they saying? Or is it really a quantum realm thing that prevented him from dying?
What do you mean?
I mean, Bucky's gone. There's only Cap. They got rid of like Groot and all those other people, T'Challa and everything. It's down to the original Avengers from like the original movies and shit. So it's like, if that's the case, why is Ant-Man still around?
Well,
Rocket's still around too.
It was like,
that's true.
Ant-Man was like a founding Avenger in the comics. Like it was Thor, Iron Man, Ant-Man, Wasp. And then they found Captain America. And then they put in the Hulk.
No, I get that. I'm just trying to understand what they're doing from the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's just start from like the very beginning. It starts off with like fucking Scott's on house arrest because he was hanging out with Cap and everything. You got like that the Asian cop that was like, your dad was hanging out with Captain America in Germany. Do you understand what that means? Your dad's a bad person.
Dude, he's funny. He's off. That guy's off.
Called the Accord.
I've seen him on. He's on The Office.
Yep.
No. Fresh off the boat.
Yeah, that's a fresh off the boat.
Yeah,
fresh off the boat.
That guy's funny.
Yeah, he's off fresh off the boat. He's actually really funny.
I don't think he's that funny, but
that shit's funny.
That's my whole family. So it's just like
Jimmy Woo. That's his name, Jimmy Woo.
It's funny for 2 minutes, and then it's like.
Is that his stage name or his real name? Because that's a damn name.
Oh, like Joe Coy. Yeah. Joe Coy's last name is Coy.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's another thing. All right, so we basically find out that Wasp has been hanging out. Wasp has a suit.
It's a whole other thing.
Yeah, Wasp has like a suit. She's got a suit with like wings and blasters and shit. She apparently does okay by herself. Honestly, I think Mockingbird's better at fighting than her, but Mockingbird don't got wings, so I guess that's that.
Okay, but anyone can do better with wings, but whatever. Go ahead.
So what do you guys think about like the fact that like Hank and his daughter are actually working together pretty closely? That seemed a little like weird to me.
I think no, I don't think it's weird, only because the mom is not there. Like, the whole reason for them sticking together this whole time was because he believes that her mom is still alive. And of course, that's the daughter, so she's like, you know what? I don't want to believe that my mom's dead either. So I'm going to help him too because I'm smart too. I don't think they're really like getting along per se. I think they just have the same goal.
Yeah.
So
And
I thought she was just around to be Ant-Man.
like the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she was around to be for that thing. Like they foregone the whole idea of the mom still being alive and shit. And then it's at the end of the movie, or the first movie, when they come into this movie, Ant-Man's on house arrest, so now it's her chance to be Ant-Man, aka the Wasp and shit.
And she's always wanted to be Ant-Man, so it's like
That's true.
So it's like a little personal thing, like, yeah, I'm helping you, but also I want to show you, like, I'm good enough, Dad.
It was supposed to be me first, Dad.
So that
I don't, and then
yeah,
I don't know. They have a good moment at the end of like Ant-Man 1, and maybe like you're seeing her actually have a decent relationship with her father
yeah,
for the first time in like ever since she lost her mother or whatever.
yeah, that's true.
So it's more like teenage reactions type shit. Like she's going through that.
Yeah.
I now have a dad shit.
Like she's like her life was going like this. It kind of skipped, and so she's like going.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah. Now she's a teenager, like rebelling against her dad because he's around.
That's logical.
Mm-hmm.
That's logical. So what actually happens is they end up experimenting. They open up a little small portal to the quantum realm themselves around the same time that Scott is having like a dream, and he dreams that he's like,
the mom
Janet.
Interacting with the mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He dreams that he is Janet interacting with the daughter, like looking for her playing hide and seek.
Oh yeah.
In the
In like the
wardrobe,
closet.
or a really
Yeah,
large
in the
closet.
wardrobe. No, I think you're right. I think
Yeah,
it was the wardrobe.
Yeah, the lion was in the wardrobe when they go to Narnia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did do a little inconsistency. Like the first movie, like Scott's not stupid,
Yeah.
At all.
but
Yeah.
it might just be he's smart in like that specific field, and like the rest he's just like whatever. I don't know. What is that,
But
a closet?
at the same time,
You know,
it works.
I don't know, man, because like
He only knows security because he was a criminal. Like
yeah,
I feel like that's a one-trick pony. Like he just
But-
knows security.
I don't think he's that dumb, but at the same time, for the second movie, it works because he is around like the Wasp and Hank. Like those are two like science geniuses. Like you kind of need someone to ask those questions. So like it works. It doesn't really make sense. I agree from like moving from the first movie to the second, but it works in terms of the plot line.
Okay.
yeah, the first movie he was like more so ingenious, and like Kevin was saying, like he was very skilled in his particular skill set and craft. But you couldn't really misconstrue the fact that he was smart because he has an electrical engineering degree.
Yeah.
So for him to go from that to just more or less comic relief, so it makes the other character look more competent, seems like they didn't trust the other character to be competent on her own.
100%.
I think it's very hard to write these women in these movies because people's gut reaction is just like, well, why didn't the guy just do that? So you got to make the guy like obviously like give them like reasons why they didn't do that and stuff like that. And not saying that guys could do the things that the girls shouldn't do. It's just like if we're watching like Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Ant-Man and the Wasp are there, we have to have a reason why Ant-Man's not fighting these guys and the Wasp is for the average moving going people.
100. I can yes, 100%. Because I'm just thinking back to Wonder Woman and how like the male lead in that movie was like that. He was dumb. He needed guidance. Like he needed help in order for her to step up into that role and for us to actually think like, okay, she is supposed to be the leader, not this guy.
Yeah, I think what they need to do going forward is figure out how to write women that aren't just like
Bitches.
like no, not even that, just like
Mary Stu's.
yeah, try to write women without flaw, like with flaws. You know what I mean? Like Mockingbird can't be like beat. Like the only
I think the general from Wakanda was actually really well written.
Okay, it was really good. And fucking, I don't like they failed with what's her name, Black Widow, because that bitch is never in trouble.
No.
She's never like stressing out about nothing. She tied up, guns to her and everything, getting interrogated. She cool. She'll do it by herself.
Like 7 years.
I mean, I think she's always told her like, "Hey, look pretty."
Yeah, pretty much like you're the girl on the team kind of thing. And then they're like, okay,
look pretty. Like your role is to be
fan
Hulk's
service.
babysitter.
that's
No,
always,
Hulk's
hard
Hulk's
balance that you have to
babysitter. Like
play
that
with.
was like her.
Yeah.
Oh, sun's getting really low, big guy.
Like, what the fuck is this shit?
But
What is this?
Speaking of women heroes, Scott's daughter talks about being a sidekick, and Scott's daughter is actually a hero named Stature. She can grow. It's because she's been so close to Scott, and he pretty much shoots out PIM particles out of him, and so she absorbs some of them, and so she has the ability to grow and shrink, and so she grows like super tall, and is named Stature. And that is a young Avenger. So I really think they are trying to build up the Kid Avengers. I think we're going to be seeing a Stature. I think we're going to be seeing a Miss Marvel. I think we're going to be seeing a Miles.
I think they're definitely going towards like a younger team that they can go towards. They try to do it with Champions, but they're not really sure where they're going with it. So they added more characters to see like, okay, maybe they can be the new young Avengers type thing.
See people like, all right, which one you guys want a movie of? What are you going to say, Kev?
Oh no, I mean as far as like the movie goes, like I'm really excited about like where I think that we already have like the next Avengers like set up. Yeah. And this like they left behind all the old Avengers just like as a curtain call type shit. I think for this next one.
That's what I'm
make them work together for the last time. And then
pass the torch.
You gotta pass the torch over to Black Panther. Black Panther's the new Cap. Doctor Strange is the Thor, you know, like the Asgard, you know.
Fuck yeah.
Captain Marvel is And you know
Captain
Marvel.
Could be
they released a new trailer for Captain Marvel. Samuel Jackson's like, "Oh, do you know who you're working with?" And then they don't show anything, but like she looks at him funny, and then the next thing you see is like her in her full outfit,
nice,
like with the helmet. So there's somebody. I think there's somebody else. I think it's not going to be anybody with powers. I think it's going to be like Coulson.
Maybe. I know one of those people from the Captain Marvel movie, like the black lady that's a flight pilot. That is going to be Monica Rambeau's either mother or that's going to be Monica Rambeau. Monica Rambeau is an African-American lady who has the power over light. Her name's Spectrum. She's led the Avengers for like a couple years. And then they were like, all right, we're doing way too much stuff in Marvel. We got to set everything back. We're giving you guys the normal Avengers. Spider-Man's going to be back to normal. Everything's going back. X-Men are going back. And so, like, eventually, she wasn't the leader of the Avengers anymore. She kind of just fell back. So she hangs out with Captain Marvel a lot. And she hangs out with a lot of the black heroes. But she's definitely a powerhouse, a threat, and something that I'm very excited for Captain Marvel. What about you, Chris?
I hope it's good. I hope Captain Marvel's good. I'm pessimistic, though. I'm naturally, like, cynical like that.
Yeah, I think it's actually... I have hope.
I personally I'm not a fan of the actress of her personally. I'm not a fan of her. I've seen her other work in like old TV shows that she's done and things like that. So like I'm familiar of her face, but I'm not really a fan of her. So I don't know if she can lead a movie.
So I personally like ever since that like whenever I hear about somebody becoming the actor for Marvel, I actually follow them on like fucking Instagram. She has I actually love her as it because she's been like working out and shit. She's been pushing cars up and down the street, 5,000-pound cars, putting it in neutral. Somebody's driving, and then she'll just push it up.
Hey, I've been
she went through
her
fire
vids too, yo.
Nice.
Fighter jet. She's been in a fighter jet cockpit flying around because she actually met with like a group from an Air Force base. Went in a fighter jet and like met the group and had discussions.
Nice.
No, that's what
I love people that
she
get
like a method actor.
like,
Yeah, she's
and
like
just
a method
involved.
actor. Like, she has to like dive in that. Yeah.
I mean, that's what
method acting.
Each Marvel pick, I have been. It's just like Bill Belichick, dude. You just gotta trust it. At this point. Like
trust
I just,
the system, man. They've been
it.
to the Super Bowl, man. They get there.
So I got a couple.
Marvel.
I don't know because I have to disagree because Chadwick is cool as Black Panther, but he's dry.
He is very, very dry.
Like I would give him like a 6 or a 7 for his performance in Black Panther.
Yeah, he's definitely like the least interesting part about Black Panther.
Well,
And I can't say that same thing about
well,
Iron Man or nothing.
Yeah.
But
he
died
was
now,
good in
so-
Civil War. It's just in his own movie
happened.
was trash.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
had more character in Civil War, and he
Okay.
kind of like dropped all the way back and flatlined and had no growth or anything throughout Black
They
Panther.
just, they thought they can get by with just showing Wakanda more.
And Michael B. Jordan.
It's
Yeah,
like,
Michael B. Jordan, and it didn't
They
work like
put
that.
more effort into Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger,
Killmonger.
than they did as Black Panther in the Black Panther movie.
Yeah.
And that was
Agreed.
like a great time for him to like focus on him. Like even though his father just like died and shit, okay, now what's gonna happen to him now that he comes back? What's gonna happen to him now that he gets challenged? What's gonna happen to him through his shit and follow his character growth? But it didn't really happen.
I think
It
that
just-
will be Black Panther 3 though, because if it's anything like the books, when Thanos invaded Earth
Black
and he
Panther
went to
2.
Wakanda,
2.
and basically he killed Shuri, and everybody was like, "Dude, the fuck." You stop being Black Panther, put your sister in charge, and then we got attacked thanks to you and all these people from out of our country that you be hanging out with. And now our place has been not only flooded by Namor, but invaded by Thanos. And this
See-
is coming from thousands and thousands of years, and nobody fucking touching us. But when you're in charge, this happens.
That would be a great point or part for what they did in the first movie, where that dude was all mad and butthurt that he didn't find like the killer Claw in like a day. It was like, do that in the second movie.
Yeah, 20 minutes. Wait,
Go find him now!
He's like, you've been
Bro, like,
king for like a
I'm
week.
king. Yeah, like, bro, I just bear my down. Like, relax.
Like,
I gotta run this whole place. I gotta run 5 empires.
Throw a
dog.
paper
Chill.
on it, throw a folder on his desk. He's right here. We're tracking him.
We
Bruh.
need more necessities or
He
amenities.
escaped?
amenities.
He escaped.
We
was
need
like,
more
ooh.
amenities.
Okay, but back to a couple more things about Ant-Man 2. We got Bill Foster, Giant Man. So, Bill Foster, I don't think he's not really big in the public eye nowadays. So, I mean, he it was cool. He was like, I got to 20 feet. He's like, how tall you get? 65. He's like,
Yeah.
no, how tall you get? He's like,
60.
Don't go on, tell me.
65? Must have been exhausting. Dude, I slept for 3
Oh, it's
days. That was cool.
I did like some of the jokes that were in Ant-Man too. Like I text Kevin, I was like, "You got Pez." I know, like that was so funny. It was so
Yeah.
funny to me. He's like,
It's like
"You got
original
Pez?"
stuff. It was pretty funny.
He's like, "I got this for my birthday." It's like,
Like some jokes.
You
like,
knew that. But again, that was just that was another reason why I didn't like it. It was just recycled from Civil War when he threw the water truck at it.
Yep.
When it wasn't the water truck, it was the gas truck. He was just like, throw it here.
I didn't like when
Yep.
Fucking lit on fire. I was just like,
Yep.
I didn't like the hot
There's
wheel
nothing-
car thing. I was like, okay, that's.
the Hot Wheel car thing was definitely not.
I can
for you.
100% see your
That was
marketing
I-
towards
not
I
somebody.
for
actually thought that was cool. I actually thought when they were like underneath them and then they like eject those Cedo cuz and then they fucking flew down. I thought that shit was pretty tight.
I thought the fact when he took it
that
out
was
the, like,
original.
the canister and he was like looking at him, I was like, okay, I can see.
Now let's talk about the villain though.
Yeah. The
Ghost.
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 Was actually
I like what
really
they do with
cool.
Ghost.
I love the
like what they do
story.
with Ghost in this movie.
Whoa!
So Ghost really has the ability. It's just some guy with a suit that can like phase through stuff. Like
A woman.
He's just
But
like
okay.
he's a C like company.
Obviously, we're paying attention too well.
It
was a woman.
That was definitely a chick.
No, I'm talking about in the comics.
Oh, we're talking about the movie though.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking about the
I'm
movie.
saying like
Oh,
to give it
I'm sorry.
perspective. I'm saying to give it perspective. In the comics, Ghost is just a guy with a suit who companies hire to do company espionage. So he breaks into other companies,
Yeah.
pulls wires and shit, and dips out. And you pay him.
So in the comics, is he like able to control his power?
Yeah, absolutely.
So okay, so he's like a couple
Does
of
he have a
stages
short
past
sign
where
on
this
life in the
woman
comics?
is.
Like that's all movie. That's
seems
all
like it.
really cool movie stuff.
Yeah,
right there.
'cause, like,
That's
she-
all
like,
she's doing all
fucking
this
cool
to-
movie shit. Like,
That's
in the
why
comics,
like
it's just a guy
I
with a
loved
suit.
her because a good villain. But then once you found out her reason, she immediately became a hero to me. Like she's just trying to find out her own shit. Like she's just trying to be the girl in the movie. Like
Yeah.
she's just trying to get better herself.
Like I'm just.
It's
trying
all just
to
like-
not die all the time.
I'm just trying.
Yeah,
not
I'm
to
just trying to
die,
be-
Or I'm trying not to be in pain.
I'm sorry.
all
I
the
invited you
time.
over. You see this? You see this little house I live in, right? It recharges me.
Oh, so what you're telling me is I have to keep living in internal pain because you guys want the lady that you haven't seen in 30 years back? Is that it?
But I mean,
Aren't you already used to not
Like,
having her?
that's selfish on your part. Help me
again,
now.
Nigga.
I agree.
If
I agree.
killed her, nothing would
But
change in your life. If I
Scott
killed
solved
her,
that.
nothing would change in your
Scott
life.
solved that though. She got fixed, and I think she got then Scott got her out. So I mean, it all. But then she's like, "Oh, I'll kill your mom anyways." Like, I was like, "Okay, now you're back toward the middle. Like, now I like you, but I'm like,
That's
I can't
just
kill the mom,
Kevin. That
bro.
was just because hurt people. Okay.
Now you just sounding bitter.
Ooh,
We all
sounding
got
bitter.
reasons. All right, we all got reasons. We all live life.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not my room to judge or try to figure out what your reasons
I'm
are.
saying if
I have my own.
my life wasn't in danger, I wouldn't. Prioritize mine over somebody else's.
So, the last thing is Janet. In the Ultimate Comics, Janet is a mutant. Hank Pym gets his shrinking formula from Janet's DNA in the Ultimate Comics. In the Ultimate Comics, she can shrink, she grows wings, and she has energy blasts that she can shoot out of her hands. In this movie, she comes back
Without
from
blast?
the quantum realm, and she has energy blasts that shoot out of her hands. She also has one broken wing. So, if she has been flying around, she would need her own wings. And if you're evolving out of necessity and your wing broke, what would you evolve with? That's the way I look at it. So, I think if they're going to put mutants in, you guys are fucking walking it in, and it's perfect logic right here.
Like real slow and steady. This is exactly what we want. This is what you fucked up with the first time round. Like, it's okay.
And then all you have to do is say, like, we brought back people who are just a little more evolved so that they can protect themselves against this kind of stuff in the future. Bam. we
Well,
got mutants.
if it was out of necessity, then how come she couldn't just escape the quantum realm, evolve, and find some way to exit or phase out?
I mean,
But I hear what you're saying. I was just throwing that out there.
yeah, I mean,
This is also a
how
mindset,
big you want her to grow?
I was thinking more about
Maybe
transportation.
Like a fucking energy wing is different than growing literally like a billion times your size.
I mean,
Just because you need to.
She's getting a tiny, tiny wing, and she's getting tiny, tiny shock powers.
Yeah, like it took
look,
this nigga
man,
10 minutes to
I'm
shrink.
thinking about the hyperbolic time chamber where they scream their way out. That's all.
If Boo could do it, you could do it.
Yeah, like. Hank! Okay, cool.
Do you hear? That dude was going crazy. That motherfucker was going crazy in the quantum realm. His mind was like receding into itself. It's like I'll just go into this little room that
I'll just go into
remember from my
shock.
house.
I'll just go into shock.
And then like this fucking weird creature walks up to me and then shocks me, and it's my wife, and she's old. I was wondering what they were gonna do about that. I was like, I wonder if she's gonna be young.
I knew she was gonna be looking old because he gotta look old. They gotta look like a matching old couple together.
Yeah,
Not unless you're Captain America and Peggy.
Yeah, but he doesn't get with her at the end, does he?
So he tried. Weirdo.
Now he's
Like,
going
this is really
trying
old.
to
See,
with
that
her-
was
now he's trying to
another
go
thing.
with
I don't
her
understand.
niece.
Never mind. We won't get off topic.
Nah, man. Get off topic. We're going off
Yeah.
road.
All right.
4x4s.
Next movie, if they make a next Ant-Man movie, what would you want to see? I'm gonna start with you, Corey.
What do I want to see?
Yeah, what do you want to see?
Okay, he's good with the cops now. He's just on probation now, right?
Yeah, he's just on probation.
Okay, so I want Nick Spencer's Ant-Man comic. I want the mom to be like, "Fuck you! You can't be around Cassie. You've been doing all kinds of like weird shit." And plus, like she has
I
like
know she's mad cool with everything.
She's like, she has a heart condition because of you and your fucking Hank Pym particles. And so like they move down to Florida. Fucking Ant-Man shrinks down and he moves down to Florida too. He's like staying in like a little bottle where he put a like Lego couch and he puts his phone up for a big screen TV. Then he makes his own security place. Yeah. Yeah, he shrinks down
That's
Cassie.
fantastic. Oh, that's
Cassie, and they're
awesome.
just like watching TV on like the phone and everything. I'm like, that's awesome. But the big thing about that
That's
arc is
smart.
he goes down there, he makes his own he has his own security business, but he has like superpowered people for his security business, but they're like D rank. And the big villain is these people making henchmen through an app. So you download an app, you pay the fee, you press the app, it gives you powers, and it puts you in a registry so you can be a henchman now. So if you
The henchman app.
Yeah, the hench app. So if it's hard for you to get a job, download the app and get a job. Nigga, it ain't that hard.
For number 3, I want the irredeemable Ant-Man. That's what I want.
Which one's
Fuck
that?
yeah.
What's the irredeemable?
Eric O'Grady.
The best Ant-Man of them all. Look, he's an asshole. He's a douchebag. He can even do the whole Carol Danvers thing where he goes and spies on her while she's taking a shower. Like, he's a degenerate. He's the best.
So Eric O'Grady is a SHIELD agent who's a fucking shitty SHIELD agent. Like, he's lazy and everything. And then they find an Ant-Man suit. And so he's like, oh, I'm fucking taking this. So he like spies on Carol Danvers because she was like at SHIELD at the time. She's like taking a shower. And so he's like doing a whole bunch of shit like with the Ant-Man suit. And eventually, like, it gets to like the very end, and like, you know, people are fighting. This is back when Tony was in charge of SHIELD, and so he's like, we gotta get this suit back and everything like that. Blah blah blah. Eventually, at the end of the fucking series, or the end of the first volume, Tony is like, okay, we need an Ant-Man. So we've been trying to get all these SHIELD agents to be Ant-Man, but some of them are getting injured in the suit. Like, nobody's grasping it. And then Eric comes and he's a natural. He's like, well, I guess you're Ant-Man then. He shrinks, he steals the suit.
You're at the job.
Puts the suit back, and then he gets to be
And then he
Ant-Man.
auditions.
Like, the whole
Ant-Man.
thing was like, if anybody's gonna be Ant-Man, it's like they have to have the suit for like months to learn the nuances of the suit and how to use it. And like everybody's like failing, but not Eric O'Grady, who stole the bits for months and then came back to use it.
It's like, we fucking hate this guy Eric, but damn it if he ain't good in that suit.
How did he do that? I would have never thought of doing
He's
it that
a
way.
natural. We would be dumb to not let him do this.
I like it. What about you, Kev? What do you think for number 6?
Mine was old. I mean, I don't like the idea just because of the fact like you need to get the right actor to play a young Hank Pym.
Yeah.
But old Hank Pym, where Hank Pym was getting problems at the end, where he started smacking his wife, and then
I would want for number 3 is
Yes.
senile Hank.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
She used to,
yes.
and then
Now that
you had to kick
she's
him
back.
out, and then he became Yellow Jacket.
And then Captain America sees him and is like, are you Hank? Is that you, Hank? He's like, oh,
I would have wanted that before, the end game, just because you could have easily just made the excuse why it's not there anymore.
Yep.
The end game. But I mean,
what about you?
Yes, you got senile Hank who turns into the Yellow Jacket and like Giant Man and all that other shit, and accidentally creates another suit that he's gonna use, but Eric O'Grady steals it, so now you got 2 Ant-Man versus the original Ant-Man.
Or we can bring out Scott's actual villain. He was the head of some corporation. It was David Cross, the guy who
Was in the first movie.
Yeah, was in the first movie. His son, in that Ant-Man book that I had, his son comes back and was like, yo, I'm gonna kidnap your daughter so I can like take her Pym particles in her heart and give it to my dad so he can come back alive and not be dead, because fuck you. So I mean, that can't happen, but you know, you could always bring in David Cross's son and have like,
I don't know, new heart. I mean, probably got the same mileage.
Heart problems are heart problems. They'll never go away.
Yeah.
I mean, they got rid of the heart, so I think that went away.
All right.
Science.
Nice. I would want all of those things put together in one movie. Actually, can I just get all those things put together in a 2-part movie?
A 2-part movie.
I think Ant-Man's gonna be a B squad. I think he should be just more of somebody who appears in a movie.
Yeah.
Not have
Let's get
his
the
own.
insects together. Black Widows, Ant-Man, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there could be a B squad movie. We all can't be Captain Americas, right?
That's what I was thinking too.
Big
Big Avengers, street level Avengers. 2 teams. That's what we need. All right, everybody. But that was the review for Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man number 2. If you guys do like these, we are the Long Story Short Show. We will be coming through with more of these as more movies come out. We also have our weekly series, Comic World for You, where those shows come up on Thursday, where we talk about all the comics that come out on Wednesday. Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We'll be back on Thursday for that. Until then, we'll catch you guys later. If you guys want to stick and stay for the show, we're going to be talking about Saga Chapter 3. So until next time, we'll catch y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.